Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 130. Official Lesson Number 1. Hiccup did not know what he expected for his first official magic lesson with Gida. He did know he would never entertain the thought it would happen in his hut with his brother lying on the floor in pain. He did know he had no thought that Astrid would be aiding Gothi repair the tear in Toothless's wing membrane and salving and bandaging the gashes during the fight. He never envisioned the lesson would have Moondust sitting close to the three of them, but also looking as if she was at fault for all that had happened. Hiccup blinked at the hand waving in front of his face. He turned, finding Gida staring at him with a lifted eyebrow. He grimaced, rubbing the back of his neck. "Sorry," he mumbled. "Don't be," Gida said. "Toothless is your brother. If he weren't distracted, I'd be worried. But this presents a great opportunity for you. Your core is awake." "But did you notice something looking at it versus mine or Toothless's or Sharpshot's?" "Yeah. Mine flashed all colours and I felt odd sensations with each colour. Yours flashed 4. Toothless and Sharpshot's only flashed 1. "Those are the colours of magic," Gida replied. "Each represents a field available for you to learn. Right now, your core holds all the colours because you have not focused upon one or more. Mine shows the 4 fields I have chosen to master. The dragons are different in that way, that they don't learn as we do, but their colours represent a major part of their breath attacks." "Is that why theirs is in their throats?" "Aye." "What do the colours mean? And why do I feel sensations when my core flashed a certain colour?" In answer, Gida held a hand out, palm facing up. A fireball formed in the air just above her palm, but Hiccup saw that her entire hand glowed with a faint red hue. He blinked. He had not seen that before whenever Gida used her magic. Each field of magic is both offensive and defensive. Each field represents not some ideal, but a balance. Fire can be destructive, causing chaos and pain in its wake, but it can also be renewing. The soil after a forest fire holds more food for the seeds that survive, which makes for a stronger forest. As with everything in life, how one uses their knowledge and their skills determines the good or evil therein. Everything begins and ends with intent of the user and the moral code they follow. Understand?
"Yes. You said the same about karate. Mrs. Hofferson said the same about weapons training."
Correct. Fire can be both powerful and long-lasting. Those who master it will find spells that can wipe out villages, armies, anything within the path of the user. For those inclined to evil, this fire will destroy. But for those who are inclined to good, this fire will aid and protect. The fireball disappeared. Lightning now curled around Gida's hand, and Hiccup saw the blue-purple hue dancing around her hand. Lightning is also powerful, but it is quick. One may blink, and it will be gone. Those who master it can find spells to strike a single target out of a crowd of hundreds. Those inclined to evil could use this to kill, much like an assassin, if you are familiar with that term.
Hiccup nodded. As Stoic's son, and before his father stopped taking him to the things,
Hiccup had learned much more than the other teens had. He did not boast about this knowledge. It was just expected that a Viking chief would learn more than just their own island had to offer, and would learn to read, write, and speak more languages than just Norse, after all. Gida tipped her head. Those inclined to good could use the spells found within this form of magic to hit a specific target during a war. Warriors who see those who hold rank downed, one by one, via lightning bolts, typically do not wish to continue the fight, especially if there is no indication the bolts came from a storm. The lightning vanished. This time a dusting of snow swirled in the air above Gida's palm. Hiccup saw the icy blue hue coating her hand as well. Ice, like fire and lightning, is powerful, and just as destructive. It also holds fast to whatever it touches. Oceans can freeze to the point people and dragons can walk over them, as we saw with the speed stingers. Ice is also both quick and lingering.
Hiccup frowned. That makes no sense.
Gita smiled. A magic user can use a single shard, sharpened to a blade's edge, to kill with a swift strike to a point upon their enemy that causes instant death. Lightning and fire can be used in the same fashion as well, but whereas lightning does not linger long at all, and fire's lingering damage only smoulders, ice slowly and silently kills. A person trapped in ice soon feels no pain and merely falls asleep. A person trapped in flames feels their death within every heartbeat. The snow disappeared and Gita turned towards Gothi. I hold no mastering of and very little training in the next field. Gothi, however, has both. She turned back to Hiccup. The next field is water. I know what I was taught by my master back home, as all mages are given at least an overview of all the fields. Since Gothi is busy, I'll tell you the same thing I was told. Water is both life-giving and life-taking. It can strike with the quickness of lightning, but linger with the strength of fire and ice. A master in water can bring an end to a drought-starved village, or drown that village in tidal waves.
What about black? Hiccup asked. I saw that colour, and felt as if something was hidden from my sight.
That is illusion, Gita grinned. I guess those who formed these fields ran out of elements to name them from. Or just got lazy. She shrugged. I will never know.
How is illusion both offensive and defensive at the same time?
Before I answer that, I must stress this. Out of every field, this one is the easiest to become corrupt with. The magic user who masters this must go in knowing who they want to be when they finish. They must hold fast to that determination, even beyond being declared a master.
Why?
Illusion deals with the mind and its ability to see and process what it sees. When we rescued Heather's parents, remember that I went looking like someone else?
Yeah.
I, for lack of a better term, tricked all who saw me into seeing something that was not there. Illusion magic can shatter people, Hiccup. Those inclined to be evil can leave their victims with no will and no ability to think for themselves.
Hiccup frowned.
He did not like the sound of that. It flew too close to his experience with that slave-owning chief.
What can those who want to do good do with this field?
Create barriers that protect and guard. Use spells such as I did to ensure missions are accomplished, especially if the mission includes rescuing people who are probably guarded.
Hiccup's eyes widened. So all those barriers you created, they're not really there?
No, they are solid, or they wouldn't do what they are supposed to. But they are manipulations of what is real and what is not. By themselves, they are also harmless, much like a wall of stone. They just stand between what is to be guarded from those who would harm it or take it. It's when they are combined with one of the other fields that they can become deadly. I used lightning while you were all in my cave. You used fire. That is another way illusion can be easily corrupted. A master in this field can distort what is real and add one of the others, making those trapped experience the deaths that come with those elements.
So, how does one choose which field they will master?
By knowing themselves.
Hiccup frowned. I don't understand.
Gita smiled. Within you lies the answer to your question. It is not something I can tell you. It is something you will have to discover upon your own.
Hiccup grunted. That's not helpful.
Gita chuckled. It's not meant to be. It's meant to make you think. To be a mage means you must always know yourself, for the things you know and things you learn can be so powerfully aided or harm those around you, not to mention killing you in the process if you aren't careful.
Hiccup frowned. But how will I know myself?
Gita stared at him in silence for several heartbeats. By living. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this one. I love Gida's magic, and the way this is described is beautiful. The way that everything can have a positive or negative effect, and that it requires balance and knowing who you are in order to truly master it is beautiful. And illusion, shattering the way you are thinking, that's definitely something worth remembering. In my fictional world that I'm making, my main character has a similar power, but it's kind of the flip of it. Her power is light. She can create light constructs. I have one plot I'm playing with where she's on the run after being accused of a crime and has to go into hiding. There are tons of guards who know what she looks like coming up. She's dyed her hair a different colour, but needs a distraction. So she uses her light to form the image of a phoenix, which is very rare in her land, and sends it flying off in the opposite direction. She has a scarf partially hiding her face, but she fears it won't be enough. The scarf, the hair, and the phoenix illusion gives her the ability to slip away, yelling, "Look, a phoenix!" before running away in the opposite direction as the guards run towards the quote-unquote phoenix. I love that idea. And Gida's magic also draining her strength. Very, very good way of using it up. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye, my guys, girls, and my binary pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.